Hello everyone. I'm Dr. Sudip Mandal, Assistant Professor of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College, West Bengal, India. Welcome to the first tutorial class on artificial intelligence. This subject is allotted for the 7th semester student of ECE 4th year, Jalpaiguri Government Engineering College. Okay, so in this tutorial class, basically as this is on the first class on AI or artificial intelligence, I think most of you already heard about the term or familiar about this term AI or artificial intelligence. So in this introductory class, we'll get the basically introductory idea of intelligence, artificial intelligence, history, roots, different uh, subfield classification or different classic AI problem, and what can computer do up to this time, and followed by the topics that should be covered in this tutorial class session, and followed by the references. Okay, so uh, first of all, uh, coming to the some real life example or real life automated system that exist in our daily life. Suppose whenever we go to the post office, we can see that there is a barcode scanner which is used for automatic address recognition and sorting of mail or different letters. In banks, we also see some automated check reader, signature verification system, automated loan application, classification. Okay, and moreover in telephone companies, there are automatic voice recognition for directory inquiry, sending automated message system is there. And in case of we are already familiar with Gmail, hope everybody has Gmail. We can see that some mail are automatically detected as spam. So how can Gmail detected them? That's a basically automated procedure. And in many computer companies, there exist computer companies or flight service. There is automated help desk application where there is automated bot can reply your answer. And next one is the Netflix or YouTube. We can see that different movie or video recommendation based on your interest. In Google, you can use automated voice search technology that you say something, and Google cap identify it and show the corresponding search result based on your voice. And in our daily life mobile, we know the face lock system. And if you use the camera, the camera showing some kind of gender, like you are male or female, or showing the tentative age of your of corresponding user. Okay, so all these are automated process, and we are already observing day by day in our day by day life. So we can roughly conclude that all automated system has some kind of intelligence. Now question arise, what is the technical definition of intelligence? So as per Webster dictionary, the capacity to learn and solve problem is known as intelligence. So basically, intelligence is related with the human beings or living beings. Okay. So intelligence is related to the perceiving one environment, how someone act in complex environment, how someone can learn and understand from its previous experience, how there is it use reasoning to solve problem and discover hidden knowledge, and how extracted knowledge can be applied in new situation, how it can think and you can use analogies, and how it can communicate with others. Moreover, the creativity or expressiveness or the curiosity all these things are related with the intelligence. Okay. So we already told or that human are intelligence. We are intelligence. So why do we call it humans are as intelligent? Because uh, they can learn, they can act, they can think, and they can take decision on based on their experience or their knowledge. Like consider a child. When a baby is born, he does not know how to talk or how to walk. But day by day, he hear from you, from your parents or surroundings, and gradually understand them. And after some month or years, he can apply its knowledge, and gradually it started talking. So a baby or child can gradually learn how to talk. Okay. So as it can learn and it can act, it can think, so that's why called as human as intelligence. So in general, intelligence is the ability to learn about, to learn from, and to understand about, and interact with environment. Okay. So baby is trying to talk. Baby is knowing how to talk from its environment, and he interpret them, understand them, what is meaning of mother, what is meaning of father, what do we mean by walk, what do we mean by it, like this. And then according to them, he can interact with the environment. Okay. So as well various kind of intelligence and degree of intelligence exist in people as well as some others living beings. Now, what is artificial intelligence? The term basically the artificial is related with the machine or computer. Okay. So intelligence is related with the human beings or living beings, but the term artificial is associated with the machine or computer. So basically, AI is related with the similar task of using computer or understand human intelligence and behavior. Okay. So how a machine or a computer can be used to learn something, to act according to its previous experiences. Okay. So there are basically a standard definition that exists to define AI. You can use any one of it. Now let's read them. So in 1956, according to John McCarthy, AI is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. Okay. Whereas in 1978, it defined as the automation of activities that we associate with human thinkings, activities such as decision making, problem solving, learning. Okay. And in recent era, in 1990, AI is a field of study that seeks to explain and emulate intelligent behavior in terms of computational process. And in 1993, Lagarde and Stubblefield defined that AI is a branch of computer science that is concerned with the automation of intelligent behavior. That means how we can, it's a branch of computer science, how we can explain or express the automated process of intelligent behavior using some kind of algorithm or program. Okay. Now question arises, why do we need AI? Because we already have intelligence, but what do we need AI? So because AI is automated process. Okay. Uh, Artificial intelligence is associated with the automated process. Okay. And what we do, humans are doing basically all the uh, things manually. So as the things are automated process, so obviously it can reduce human error. Okay. Sorry, human error. That means it can reduce time, it can reduce effort. Okay. and moreover, it also can reduce the human mistake during the decision making. Okay, and in real life, AI has huge application. So for all this purpose, we want to study AI. Okay, now let's uh, observe the history of AI. So at 1943, first McCullough and Pitts first model a Boolean circuit of brain. We see in the upcoming slide what is the MP model of brain or neurons, and till then AI term is not known to us. In 1950, Turing uh, uh, Turing explained computer machine and intelligence. Basically, there is a there is a game or program to know which one is the computer or which one is the humans. Okay. In 1956, first AI term has been adopted. Okay, and accordingly, different techniques are gradually uh, proposed and elaborated. It is interesting to uh, know that on 1966, first neural network has been proposed. Okay, so then gradually the AI became industry, then AI became a science. AI became neural network achieved its very popularity to its application of real life problem. And in 1995, different intelligent agents based program has been generated. Okay, so nowadays, till now, AI has been used to introduce feelings in machines. Obviously, we have not achieved so far, but scientists are trying to achieve. Now, let's see the roots of AI. So, we already told that AI is a part of computer science. So, basically, apart from the computer science, there are others subjects that is all previously associated with the artificial intelligence. So first of all, philosophy. So in philosophy, we know that there is logic and there is reasoning. Okay, so basically AI based standing system are standing on it. So philosophy is also associated with the AI. Psychology. Psychology is associated with the mind. That means how mind work, how human think, how human feels. That is in explained in cognitive science. So AI is also part of earlier some part of the psychology is also part of AI. Computation, obviously, in computer science, it deals with the different program, algorithm, computational speed, complexity, etc., etc. So we always try to uh, achieve or try to obtain AI-based techniques become more efficient. So it is a very important part. And mathematics, during different search strategy, we need obviously mathematics, statistics, very, uh, very, very well, very deep. Okay, and last one is the biology. Mm. As our human brain is consist of neuron, and many AI system has been developed based on the living based on these neurons or others what can I say, others part of our body. So biology can be also roots of AI. Now, to understand a AI based technique, we have to uh, we have to consider four cases. First of all, consider an example of face recognition or detection. So, to for face recognition or detection, what you have to do? We need a camera and focus on some different faces, and it took images. Now, these images should be converted into the electrical one so that we can process and we can uh, electrical signal, or we can convert in different symbols and we can, so that we can store. Okay, so first of all is the how sensory signal are transformed into the symbols. Okay, now second one, after that storing of images, what we have to do, we have to identify or we have to extract knowledges. Okay, that means how that knowledge can be generated. That means uh, if it is already face or it is others faces, so basically that depends on different feature, so we have to identify those features. Okay, so how intelligence behavior is generated and learned, that should be done, that should be understood. Next, the extracted knowledge that should be stored and represented, and that should be used for further decision in future. Okay, so after the identification of different faces, so we can easily detect faces of human beings in future. So first of all, we have to transform the sensory signal into the symbols. Then we have to extract knowledge from it. And how can we extract the knowledge? We need some kind of algorithm or other things that should also be understood. And based on those knowledge, further decision can be taken. So how decision can be taken, that also need to be understood. Now, coming to the subfield of AI, what are the different application area? Sorry, subfield of artificial intelligence. What are the different application area of artificial intelligence? So first of all, neural network. It is a very widely used technique in engineering area. So basically, neural network deals with the neural network neurons of our brain. So it can be used as brain modeling, classification, time series prediction, or prediction of continuous value also. Next one is the evolutionary computation optimization. That means to identify the maximum or minimum value of a function, we can use different evolutionary technique like genetic algorithm, particle swarm optimization, etc. Computer vision, which is already we got, the technique that is associated with the object recognition or face detection. Those are associated with the computer vision. And if we, pattern recognition, so whenever we write something or we give some fingerprint, we need to identify some pattern from it. So to pattern recognition is also part of AI, and just like text or fingerprint classification is example of it. Robotics, intelligent control, autonomous exploration of vehicles, that is associated with the robotics, and that can be that can be implemented using AI. Speech processing like Google voice search, speech recognition, all these things associated with the speech processing, and for that purpose you obviously need AI. Natural language processing, suppose you want to translate different language like from English to Bengali or English to Hindi, so you have to use some AI technique. You can see it already in Google. Moreover, the like machine learning, how a machine can learn, like decision tree, deep learning from image processing, that is also part of AI. Next, like planning, schedule a particular problem, like traveling salesman problem. Uh, you playing different game, we need a particular type of plan, and that is also part of AI. Reasoning, Bayesian tree, that is based on probability and statistics for classification. So it is also associated with the AI, and we have also represent knowledge in term of different kind of rule like fuzzy logic, graph set, induction, if else, and or like rules. So for this purpose, we need to also use knowledge representation is also part of AI. Now, classification of AI. Now, based on how a machine approach towards its human intelligence, we can classify AI into two types. One is strong AI, another is weak AI. A strong AI refers a machine that approach or supersedes human intelligence. That means a strong AI techniques must have some kind of self-conscious, self-awareness. Okay, it can do exactly what human do. That means it can act, or you can act as human exactly act. That means it has thinking capability as human have. Okay, and it can apply a wide range of background knowledge. Actually, our human brain is very complex in nature. Lots of information are processing very fast. So a strong AI should be similar to the our human brain. Okay, so strong AI aims to build a machine whose overall intellectual ability is indistinguishable from that a human being. So obviously we have not achieved so far, but we are trying to achieve at to that level. Okay, whereas in case of weak AI, uh, particular specific task or specific problem are accomplished. Okay, and that does not need some kind of consciousness or awareness, like to play a chess game. So a chess game, there is a project called Deep Blue project. Basically, that's a chess game program, uh, which is which used AI. So weak UI does not achieve self awareness and does not need self awareness, but it perform different level of problem solving task, and we can call it as specific problem solver. Okay, so most of all AI technique falls under this category. Okay, now goals of AI. Now, for all AI techniques, there are possible four goals. First of all, we want to build a system that can think like human, or it can think like rationally. Third, it can act like human, or it can act rationally. Okay, so now to think like human, the example is like cognitive science. So cognitive science mainly deals with how human mind work. Okay, how a human can feel, how human can express. Okay, so focus is not just on behavior, but also look at the process, reasoning process. Okay, so basically cognitive science is an example of this kind of AI, where a system can system tries to think like human, and whereas the laws of thought is an example of think rationally. That means, sorry, that means there are some kind of uh, law or rules or logic, and based on that we can uh, take decision or conclude. Like Socrates is a man and all men are mortal. From there we can make a conclusion that therefore Socrates is mortal. So, so like this, in case of think rationally, we mainly focus on the correct output or optimal solution. Okay, and they should be associated with some kind of rules. Okay, so there is no thinking part, no reasoning. Okay, just we follow the rules or logics. Now, third, act human like. So there is a, as we already called, a Turing test. This term is already proposed earlier 1950. Uh, Basically, in case of uh, third case, we want to act human like, not think human like. Okay, so focus in on action, not on the intelligent behavior. So the art of creating machine that perform functions requiring intelligence when performed by people, so that is the study of basically act human like. So basically Turing test, in case Turing test, what we have in Turing test, Uh, to reach it, there were three rooms contain a person, computer, and interrogator. So, what is the purpose of interrogator? Interrogator can computer both a person, human beings, and as well as the another computer by a teletype. Okay, to avoid the machine imitate the appearance of voice of the person, we can communicate them via teletype. So the objective of the interrogator is to determine which is the person and which is the computer. And whenever interrogator communicate with person and as well as the computer, both answer them. Okay, and machine try to fool the interrogator to believe that it is human being. Okay, and the person also tries to convince the interrogator that it is also human. Okay, so when we call that it is an intelligent system, machine is intelligent if the machine can succeed in fooling the interrogator that conclude that the machine is intelligent. It is similar approach uh, when we want to download some kind of songs or others video. We need to put some kind of captcha that prove that we are not robot, something like that. Okay, so it is similar action. So that is the Turing test, and Turing predicted that about 50 years, an average interrogator will not have more than 70% chance of making the right identification after 5 minutes of question. That means if interrogator have 5 minutes to question both of the machine and human, and there are 70% of chance, okay, to get the right identification. Obviously, it also depend on the machines, because machines computation capability gradually increasing. Okay, so that prediction is not true for right now. Okay, and last one is the act rationally. Okay, that means we want to act such that we can get the answer, not exactly, but but it is quite sufficient. Okay, okay, focusing on system that acts sufficiently, but if not optimally in all solution. That means exact solution is not found. That means we try to discover what is the similar type of solution, what is the closest solution. So in case of act rationally based AI, we try to explain and emulate intelligence behavior in term of computational process that is concerned with the automation of intelligence. Okay, so it is possible to have imperfect reasoning if the job gets done. Okay, if the correct reasoning is not achievable, so obviously you want to achieve as much as close possible, like neural network or optimization of a complex problem where we always we can't achieve always 100% accuracy. So in that case we want to act rationally, so we want to get the uh, closest solution or optimal solution as much as possible. Now coming to the next slide, so what can computer do? It is very uh, interesting to note that the intelligence of machine is gradually increasing. Why? Because the intelligence depends on the computational power and sophisticated algorithm. And as day by day progresses, the computational power and uh, and the corresponding algorithm has been drastically increasing. Okay, so day by day, computing power is increasing, and obviously, machine intelligence is also increasing. As it is similar to a baby grown to adult. When a baby has less intelligence, it can it does not it cannot remember much things, but as day by day progress, it can store many things in its memory. Okay, so we can also we can tell that that the machine intelligence has been gradually increasing day by day. Now till now, uh, there are we are explaining few points like can computer play and beat humans? Okay, so in 1966, the Deep Blue project has been started uh, to play chess game against the humans. So it has been found that during the 1966, when the competition facility is competition power is very low, so at that time human can easily defeat computer. But at 1990, after 1991, the computational facility, computational power becomes so high that it can easily defeat our human world champion. Okay, and along y-axis, it has been showing the some kind of point that is associated with the deep thought of humans or machines. Okay, so after 1992, Deep Blue project can cross the human intelligence. So we can conclude that today's computer can beat even the best human. Can computer talk? Okay. Uh, the conclusion is no. It cannot talk complete sentence, but yes, individual. But like we are already using the different gadgets like Alexa, Google Box. Alexa, please do this. To Alexa, then Alexa answer yes. Okay. Now I'm playing this song. So it has limited resources of words that it can speak. Okay, so conclusion is not complete sentence, all sentence, but yes, it can individual words. And now, can computer recognize speech? So the conclusion is no, normal speech is too complex to accurately recognize, but yes, it can understand small vocabulary or small single speaker or for restricted, so it can be applicable for only restricted problem, like when multiple number of speaker are speaking simultaneously. So obviously it is not possible to understand all the speeches all the speeches for a computer. But if a single speaker can talk very small amount of words, so it can understand, like please play the song, like, so it can obviously understand. Now, computer learn and adopt nowadays? Yes, computer can learn, adapt if when we can present the information is the appropriate way. Okay, so like face lock system or fingerprint lock system, where we, in case of fingerprint lock system of your mobile, initially 5 number of fingerprint initially need to given as sample of your fingerprint that can be used later to identify your fingerprint. Okay, so yes, computer can learn and adapt. Can computer can see? Mostly no, but certain type of object or under limited circumstances, yes. Okay, so as I like face recognition, so it can identify particular object or particular faces. So we cannot see that it can see and understand all these things, but it can if it can be applicable for a particular problem. Now, can computer um, plan and make decision? So, in case of real time decision making, real world planning and decision making, it is still beyond the capability of modern computers, because it can also you can consider lots of variables in your human brain. You can act rationally. Okay, you can think rationally. You can act rationally. So, in more modern day, as the all decision is associated with the different type of uh, complexity, so conclusion it cannot plan and make decision. Okay, but obviously if the problem is very well defined and all the constraints are explained or mentioned, then obviously it can plan and act associate according with it, like missile planning for satellite. So if all the thing accurately explained, so it can act according to it. Now there is a classic AI problem, the Chinese room. uh, actually, in the Chinese room explain a theorem that till now computer does not really understand or think or express, or it can it only follows a set of rules. The in the Chinese room problem, there is a person who knows that there is an interrogator, okay, and there is another person. So the objective of the interrogator is to know if the other person know the Chinese, okay. So what do you have? He or she have a set of rules in English, which is written in English, okay, which explain how he can identify if the other person knows Chinese, okay. Okay, so for this purpose, suppose there is a written like this symbol, first symbol will be written like this. This symbol will be look like this. So actually, he or she does not need to know Chinese, but interrogator uh, does not need to know Chinese. But if he has set of rules that that explain him that that should be followed to know that for a person who knows Chinese, he should be written like this, he should be writing like that. So, if using for following that kind of rule, he can easily get the correct response that others person knows Chinese or not. Okay, so that's why you can conclude that computer does not really understand or think or express. That means interrogator also does not need to know or need to understand or need to think or express, but he have set of rules. If he or she has set of rules, so he she can easily get the right answer. Now coming to the syllabus that we covered during the tutorial classes in the upcoming time. So in the next classes we will discuss the artificial neural network, okay, which has huge application in engineering as well as the others field, and we also explain it with using MATLAB, and that followed by the evolutionary optimization techniques like simulated annealing, genetic algorithm, particle swarm automation. We'll also try to implement this optimization technique using MATLAB. And then coming to the next, we also discussed the fuzzy set theorem and its application like fuzzy controller like this. Next, for decision tree, which is very useful technique for classification. Next, coming to the Bayesian network, that is based on the probability theory. Again, it can be also used as classification theory. Next, coming to the game theory, how different uh, gaming technique are explained. Next, different problem solving and search strategy will be explained. And next, the natural language processing, how language can be processed and understood by the machines. And after that, pattern recognition technique like clustering, that will be also covered if time permits. Okay. Now coming to the conclusion, so it is my perspective that for human intelligence, taking a right decision for human intelligence is nothing but taking a right decision at right time. And means he needs to consider all the constant, all the environment, all the result associated with its decision during taking that time, taking the decision. Whereas machine AI is choosing a right decision at right time. That means it can choose, it can follows. Okay, it cannot think till now. So as the human can take right decision at right time, I think uh, human intelligence will exist, and AI is the second intelligence ever to exist. Okay, and these are the some references book that can be used for your study. Okay, so you can follow any one of the AI based book. Okay, and if you have any question, please post your question on the YouTube link comment section, and you can also post your question in the Google Classroom comment section, uh, and I will definitely answer all the questions. Okay, thank you.